You all know by now how much we love building and growing body contouring businesses. And just like everything in life, operating a body contouring business has its share of ups and downs. Take the last couple of years. They've been quite unusual. We've all had to make adjustment, but a little surprisingly, business has been pretty good for most of us. But now, post-COVID, comes inflation, economic turndown, and a recession. And if you've been in business for fewer than about 10 years, then this is your first brush with it. But we were med spa owners-operators back during the 2008 Great Recession, and we came out of it prosperous, and you can come out of this one a winner as well. We're going to tell you how in today's episode, so be sure to stay tuned.
You're listening to the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits podcast, where you'll learn simple, actionable strategies from real-world, successful body contouring professionals to help you generate more revenue, realize the profits you want, and create the life you desire. Hi, I'm Shannon.
And I'm Kay.
And we're your hosts of the Proven Profits podcast.
Hello, body contouring professionals. Kay here. We're so glad you're here too. It hit us the other day that we needed to share our inflation solutions with you after a recent meeting with the manager of SculptAway. That's the medical spa we founded back in 2015. At the top of his mind was finding solutions for the changes that had been brought about by inflation and the recession. For him, just as with many business owners today, these problems are brand new thanks to the past years of economic prosperity. By the way, inflation is now at its highest level in 40 years. And some experts thought this economic turndown was going to be just a short-term thing, but it seems like our economy is not going to rebound or recover anytime real soon. So it's time to make adjustments. And like we said earlier, we lived through the record-breaking Great Recession of 2008. When it happened, our business was just 2 years old, and it was booming. We were open and busy 6 days a week, working 2 different shifts of employees. The phone was ringing, the registers were dinging, and the treatment rooms, well, they were always full. Then it was just like someone pulled a plug. I mean, it was so sudden. Everything changed. It was eerie, and it was scary, and we weren't sure how to respond. But we figured it out, and we not only survived, but we came out prosperous. The advice we're going to give you today is the same advice we gave the manager of SculptAway Medical Spa when we spoke with him. It's the steps we took during the 2008 Great Recession. And we know from experience that they should get you through these times. We know exactly what you've been going through. Less traffic, fewer sales, employees with idle time. And we also know what you're tempted to do, because universally there are 4 mistakes that most business owners make when they're reacting to changes due to inflation and recession. These are: 1, raising their fees to cover rising overhead. 2, discounting prices in an attempt to close more sales. 3, reducing advertising spend to slash overhead. And 4, laying off employees to cut expenses. These are natural reactions, and well, actually they're knee-jerk reactions. So listen to this because it's important. Inflation and economic recession are both scary things. So you have to look past your fear and follow logic instead. So we're going to go through each of these 4 natural reactions. If you've been tempted to do them, or when you get tempted, we're going to give you actions that you should take instead. So number 1, first up, instead of raising your fees to cover rising overhead costs, take these 2 actions. So action A, focus on your high margin treatments or services, which we refer to as your profit center. The higher the margin on your treatment, the fewer sales you need to make a good profit. So how do you define your profit center? This is going to be your treatment or services that attracts clients, provides good, reliable results, produces a good income, and has a high profit margin. Lean in on that service or treatment. Focus all of your advertising efforts on it. This is not the time to spread your advertising budget across several different treatments or services. And if you're worried about keeping your ads sounding fresh, you can do it by promoting the same treatment or technology, but focusing on different treatment areas in different months. For example, at the medical spa we founded, it's sculpture, laser fat reduction. So you can promote reducing fat to abs 1 month. Next month, maybe promote arms. And then the next month, talk about thighs. You can keep it sounding new, fresh, and appealing that way. The second action, or action B, that you should do instead of raising your prices to cover your rising costs is to focus on building your membership. Okay, so membership services are typically the lower margin services. So you may be wondering, Kay, I thought you just said to focus on your profit center, your highest margin service. And yes, I did. But your membership is a way to sell more services and products to the same people over and over again, plus 2, a way to sell more services and products to more people by recruiting more members. Because memberships are usually not pricey and they will appeal to clients on a tight budget, such as in times of inflationary changes and a recession. Remember, a strong membership increases traffic, increases sales, builds loyalty, generates referrals, and keeps your employees busy. Okay, so next, number 2. Instead of discounting your pricing if you are tempted to, focus on value rather than price. Don't lower your prices. Your goal, you want your clients to perceive the value of the benefits of your treatment or service as much greater than the price she is paying. So how do you do that? Well, one way is to offer bonuses with your treatments. So instead of slashing the price, keep your existing price, but throw in a bonus treatment or 2. You'll not only close more sales, but you'll keep your employees busy with those bonus treatments. And here's an example. You have a client who purchases a CryoSkin series of 5 treatments, and your client gets a bonus of 2 free vacuum therapy detox treatments of value of $350. So she's going to see the value in that. And other than the labor involved in delivering the vacuum therapy services, there's very little cost involved. So we move on to number 3. Instead of cutting back on your advertising budget, you're going to take these 2 actions instead. Action A, focus on lead management. more than likely you've already allocated a good budget for lead generation or attracting leads, and you need those leads, especially now. Consumers still want your services, but fewer may be willing to part with the money. So now is the time that you must turn a laser focus to lead management. The process of lead management starts at the time your prospect contacts your business, and it continues all the way until your prospect becomes a client. So the goal of your lead management system is to convert all qualified leads into appointments and to follow and nurture all qualified prospects who did not initially schedule until they do ultimately schedule. Well, now that inflation has slowed your business and your team has more time away from delivering care, your team can focus its efforts on converting the leads that you get into appointments. You don't want to lose a single lead, especially now. We shared the lead management system that we developed and followed in our medical spa in a recent blog. And in that blog, you'll find our lead to conversion process. In case you missed it, we'll leave a link to it in our show notes so you can grab it and put it to work. Now, action B, instead of decreasing your advertising budget, keep your advertising budgets because you need to keep those leads coming in, but reduce other costs. Now's the time to tighten your belts. So take these steps and others like them. Evaluate everything. Reduce your inventory. Order more frequently instead. Negotiate for a temporary reduction in rent. And you might be chuckling, but you're going to be surprised to hear that we did so successfully during our hard times during the Great Recession. Because if you think about it, wouldn't most landlords rather take a reduced rent than lose a tenant altogether? Be more energy conscious. Maybe start doing your laundry in-house. Maybe start doing your cleaning in-house. These are ways that you can reduce your costs. Okay, so we're down to the last one, number 4. Instead of laying off employees, take these 3 steps instead. Because you've likely invested a great deal of money, time, and effort in onboarding and training your team members, right? So instead of losing them, take this as an opportunity to make them stronger. Action A, cross-train your employees. Because an agile workforce, it's a must for any small business. But in these times, it could mean success or failure for your body contouring business. For example, when your treatment specialists don't have clients, they can be trained to contact leads and work your lead management system and get those prospects coming in as clients. They can be trained to answer phones and do the same thing. Get those prospects coming in as clients. Answer questions to other clients calling and asking. And they can even assist you in managerial duties that you deem that you can delegate to them. Action B, work on the professional development of your team. Create a stronger, more knowledgeable team. For example, has there been new manufacturer training released? Or maybe you saw a great customer service webinar that you think your employees could really benefit from. Or maybe you've read an informative blog. Well, take advantage of the downtime that you have and grow a better team. And action C, get in touch with clients who you've lost to follow-up, because we all have clients that we haven't seen or heard from in a few months or even a few years. And you probably do too. Well, your idle employees can contact them and re-engage them, get them back in. So that's the 4 things that you should do instead of those things that you're going to be very tempted to do instead. And as with all business solutions, you have to constantly look for ways to be more efficient, right? In this case, you have to fight the fear that flows naturally when you're facing inflation and recession and economic downturn. And instead, look for logical solutions. And we just gave you several. Bottom line, you need to find a new way of operating your business until inflation and the recession ends at least. And it will. You'll come out perfectly okay. Take it from us, medical spa survivors of the Great Recession of 2008. Well, that's it for today. We hope that you take some of these suggestions and put them into action because body contouring is always in demand, even in these harder of times. And for those of you who are brand new, haven't even started, and you're thinking of getting started with body contouring now, during a time of inflation and recession, don't be discouraged. In fact, now may just be one of the best times to do that. Tune in to our next podcast episode. We're going to tell you why. Until then, beautiful wishes.
If you enjoyed the show, please find us on iTunes and leave us a review. Email us at bodycontouringacademy.com with any feedback, topic suggestions, or to offer to tell your body contouring success story. We love to hear success stories and learn about winning strategies. Visit bodycontouringacademy.com for tools, education, industry news, and cutting-edge articles. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great rest of your week.